So we're working on the last bit of foundation work here today. I had a few supers out in the shop, and lo and behold, they needed foundations. I culled a bunch of comb out of them, and anyways, so we're kind of just going through a bunch of these, these supers here. They're all just frames ready to be installed. This is the last bit I'm doing today, but I just wanted to show you guys the last step that I do to kind of finish the foundations off. For those of you who aren't aware of what I've been doing, I dove off the deep end a few years ago and started making my own foundations with my own wax. And so kind of, I bought an embosser and did the whole, kind of rigmarole with making the foundations. And it's been a lot of fun. I will say that if I didn't enjoy it, then obviously I would be buying my own. I'd be buying plastic or something. But I have found a great deal of joy and just kind of sense of deep satisfaction of making my own foundations, and at the same time, there's something about seeing the bees draw out, the combs on these things for when you're just pulling up a frame and they're just drawing out that wax, and it's where it came from, and you can remember the time spent making the foundation. So there's some sort of satisfaction that I get, and obviously we all have to find some sort of thing. We all have to find a little bit of something that we enjoy doing, and obviously beekeeping is always full of great joys everywhere, but I think we got to find the little nuggets of that when we can. And for me, on the scale that I'm doing it at, some people would say it's kind of a waste of time and energy, and I'm not being productive with my time. But I think every farmer, every business owner kind of has the freedom to do what they want, and obviously this is something, like I said, if I didn't enjoy it, then I wouldn't be doing it. So regardless of all that stuff, what am I doing? So what I have here is the kind of my makeshift little workstation today. Usually I have all these steam tables kind of spread out on a more of an assembly line fashion, but since I took everything apart because I figured I was done with making foundations for the year, and then I found this little stash that needed some more attention for foundations to be put in, so that's what I'm doing today. So the finishing step to this, if I can do this with a camera, is to take these sticks. They're about 1/8 of an inch square, and the length or the width of a piece of foundation. But you take these, and they're sitting in this liquid wax like such. And if anyone has comments on how you make these, the secret, I'm going to tell you a secret. So here it is. Ready? Pay attention. Don't lose your fingers on the table saw when you're cutting these. That's the secret. Anyways, it's not that complicated. I can maybe show it later in another. There's always more stuff for videos. But you take these sticks with pliers, put it on the foundation, and you need 2 hands, and I press it into the foundation for just a few moments while it hardens, that wax solidifies. So let's see if I can do this real quick. Let's see if I can get the camera set up onto a fashion here. So once you get going with this, you can really kind of just clip right along. But the trick is to get it in the middle of the foundation and then just kind of press. About 4 or 5 seconds. Nice firm pressure. And the trick is you want to see that it's melted and adhering through that foundation, and that's a nice good example of what that looks like there, with the stick. And why do you say why the shim, or why the stick? Well, it's vertical support, being that this is foundation. This is just wax with 3 horizontal wires. When the bees start to draw comb on this, if you guys aren't familiar with what happens structurally with beeswax when they're drawing comb, especially again with no horizontal wires, all the weight of the bees and the weight of the heat of the colony initially causes everything to sag. So this shim, this stick, just alleviates that. If you guys are reading any of the old literature, I can't remember. I should remember all this stuff. Whoever wrote 50 Years Amongst the Bees, forgive me guys, I should know better, but unfortunately I can't remember the author's name. Very well-known beekeeper, contributed a lot to the writings back in the early 1900s, late 1800s. Anyways, in that book, he talks about how he makes his own foundation and how he uses these little sticks but he has like several of them spread around, and I think that's overkill. One is sufficient. I find the bees do a wonderful job drying out the comb with one stick down the middle of the foundation. But just like that, they do a fantastic job. So there you have it.